All right, what is up? We are back, and today we are on the quest to find the perfect throwing putter. Let's get into it. So like I said, I'm looking for throwing putters today. I've got several to try out. This is just a part of my game that is like incredibly lacking. And so it's one of those things I definitely need to get better at, especially off the tee. That's kind of my goal today, is find a couple throwing putters that are good off the tee. It's not very like specific slots that I'm trying to fill. I want like a catch-all throwing putter that I can throw it on hyzer. You know, it might pop up to flat, it might not, depending on wind or whatever, but something that hyzers I can throw flat, I can throw on anhyzer and it'll pan. Discs like that. Obviously I could go zone, I could go harp, I could go those overstable, you know, putters, approach discs, but that's just not what I'm looking for today. So I've basically compiled 6 of what I believe to be are probably the most popular, or at least most common throwing putters. So to start, I have a Pure. I used to have one of these in my bag, I don't anymore. The P Model S, which I think is probably pretty slept on. Ezra Robinson throws this all over the place, so I figured I'd give it a shot. We have the P2, super popular. We have the Luna, super popular. We have an AVR, and this one actually is a pretty old one, so we're gonna see what this does, but also this is probably the most popular putter. And then last, we have the Envy, and I assume this is probably gonna be my most overstable one, maybe the P Model S, but we'll see. So we're at Greystone Valley. This is probably the shortest course in the area, at least within like 30, 45 minutes of me. So perfect course for this. It's a bunch of short, you know, putter shots off the tee. I'm gonna play a few holes and we're gonna throw all of them off each tee just so I can get good flights, and maybe those of you out there that are looking for throwing putters yourself might be able to kind of find something in this as well. All right, we're gonna start with the Envy because I think it might be the most stable one, and then we'll kind of work down from there. Ironically, again, I'm looking for throwing putters, so I'm probably not gonna putt anything out. We're just gonna throw all of them, see where they land, work from there. Yeah, that is way left, but I like that. Even the headwind coming up the hill didn't move that at all. All right, next we got the P Model S. I chose this one specifically because of Ezra Robinson. He's got one that's like crazy beat up. I think it's the Papa John's one, maybe. I think it's a P Model S, but this thing is just absolutely money, and when it beats up, it's just dead straight with like fade at the end, so could be money. Pretty much just like that. Yeah, I think that's a little deep, little right, but I love that. All right, P2 now. Ooh, that lay stability. All right, I like that a lot. It flipped up really fast, but like it also got back really fast. So I kind of like that. Pure. That was a lot of hyzer. Still got the turn though, oh my gosh. All right, so far so good. It's one of those things, I'm not big on throwing putters because I don't like to fan grip, but putters are too deep that like, it just feels weird to power grip them. So I'm fan gripping everything today, but I don't hate the way they're coming out right now. Holy cow. All right, that Luna is a roller putter apparently. I feel like, and maybe I'll look back at it, but I feel like I threw that on pretty good hyzer and that just burned over into a roller, so I don't know. AVR's last one. Same too. Kind of, you know, that got over really quick. It curled probably close to the basket, like it might be CTP, but wasn't really what I was trying to do. All right, not a terrible start at all. Headwind coming up the hill. Very telling off the first hole, like which discs are gonna have a little bit of integrity. So we'll see as we continue. The wind has died down, and it's kind of, you know, it's obviously we're gonna have some holes that are gonna be tailwind, so we're gonna get all the shots and all the wind, so it'll be nice. Hole 2 is pretty much the same shot as hole 1, except it's going back uphill. So plays a little further maybe, but still gonna be the same shot. Probably not gonna go in the same order, mostly because I don't remember what order I threw them in, but we're gonna start with the Envy. I tried to throw that one too hard. Yeah, I wasn't quite sure if I could get it up there. Kind of yanked, I don't even know if it's in frame, but it is up there. Yeah, it's up there, a little early though. I think that's another one of my struggles, is I struggle throwing with height, which is also another reason why I don't throw putters. I typically just will club up to a mid because it kind of compensates for like the low throws that I have. Ooh, yeah. I like the way that one's flipping up. So far, my pier was the closest on this hole. It was maybe 20 feet. Probably gonna be CTP there too. That was nose up. Go though. A little short. That's up there. I really wish that one would have got stable. All right, this Luna, I don't have much faith in, so I think I'm gonna try to, instead of going hyzer, I think I'm gonna go like kind of flat to anhyzer on the left side and see if it kind of falls back right. See, there it is, man. That with the height would have been really good. This is currently going much better than I thought it was. It's just something I'm not good at. And maybe it's because I never really tried to throw putters, but I don't hate what's happening right now. Hole 3 claims 288. It doesn't look that far. Kind of a straight shot, a little left to right moving, but pretty straight. It's sitting right on top of that mound, just behind some trees. Hopefully you can see it from there. But I think this time I'm gonna kind of go flat to anhyzer like I threw the Luna on that last shot. I'm gonna go flat to anhyzer and to see which discs are gonna pan and which ones are gonna kind of fight out. All right, I gotta make sure to go flat off the tee pad and not go straight at the basket. Like I'm throwing straight down this cut fairway, flat to anhyzer, and just see what's gonna hold that way. Not at all. Okay, that went probably close to 300. It is playing downhill. That definitely went deep in the basket. No right moving on it. Man, I yanked that one a little bit. Got over though. Ooh. Tree kick actually probably helped me if I was actually playing for score, because I would have just shot off the other side of that ditch, but a little short. Am I releasing these on hyzer? All right, I'm throwing the Luna because I know it's gonna go right. And if it doesn't, I'm doing something terribly wrong. Oh, yeah, that nice little drift. Go. Yeah, that's the shot I was looking for the whole time. That one wanted it. Again, that's the shot I'm looking for, but now I think my aiming point was just bad. I think if I went like a touch more direct or like right at the corner of the tall grass and that drifted like that, that would have been really good. Keep drifting. Oh my gosh. Oh, just short. That pure is money, man. All right, so far the pure, based on feel and flight, could potentially be in the bag after this video. I'm also feeling the P Model S. It's the base grip plastic. Feels really good, but it's also shallower than most of these other putters, which I do like because again, I don't like the deep feeling putters. This hole specifically was one that I was thinking about when I was thinking about throwing putters, because it's definitely just a standstill shot from here. It's like probably 170 feet, 160 feet. But I'm looking for putters off the tee that are like incredibly versatile, but also just these kind of approach shots that I know, like even if I just give it a little bit, it's not gonna dump one way or the other. Just something that's gonna fly straight and not just like burn, you know, left or right. Especially when you have like a fairly tight gap like this, it's just so important to have something that you know you can kind of just like power down and it's just gonna fly nice and straight for you. That was probably too much hyzer. Great kick though, too much hyzer. I think I was so focused on hitting the gap that I was not thinking about speed, angle, or anything else. Oh, see now that, I don't want to say that was gonna go in because it probably wasn't. Certainly felt like it. That flight though, that is exactly what I'm looking for. Like that was just, I mean, had a little bit of hyzer. It's obviously gonna hyzer out, but for the most part, it was just straight, it was smooth, and it was gonna go the exact distance that I was wanting it to go. Oh gosh, I'm not do it again. See, like even that, okay. I wish there were no trees here so you could see that. I feel like I barely threw that, and we're kind of in the woods, not a lot of wind going on, and that Luna just went and flipped up to flat and was starting to turn, even just off the little kind of flick. I think a premium plastic Luna would have been better than just like the base plastic, and that one is already used a little bit, but what are you gonna do? Like that. And even that P Model S had a little bit of flip, but that's just a straight shot. A little too much hyzer. See, but the fact, I think the standstill too is something I'm not typically good at. Granted, I guess there's a couple that I didn't hit the gap on, but for the most part, I'm hitting this gap too, which I think to the naked eye is probably pretty easy, but for someone like me is typically pretty difficult. All right, I'm throwing that again. I don't know if that's karma or just hilarious coincidence that I just talk about how I'm hitting this gap and then I hit the first available tree, but it seems to be my life these days. Yeah. Good adjustment there. I love that pure, man. Hole 5 here, probably about 200, plus or minus maybe 20 to 25 either way. I'm pretty bad at telling distances, so I'm gonna throw it as if I think it's 200 feet and see how far it goes. This is a very similar shot to like hole 1 and 2, but we have a tailwind now. So I think for Xavier and the Luna that are a bit flippier, I think I'm still gonna put them on some hyzer, just to try to compensate for the understability of these. But the rest, I think I'm gonna try to throw out flat. So if they do turn, I can kind of see how hard they wanna fight back, or even with this tailwind, if they're just gonna hold or not. Yeah, a little short, but flip up to flat and just ride. I actually like that flight. If I can get that flight with a touch of fade out of either like the Pure or the P Model S, kind of the discs I'm feeling right now, I think we're in business. Man, these feel good coming out. The angle control is getting there. That's still a little bit short. The angle control is starting to feel good. All right, these next 4, I'm gonna try to go as flat as possible. We'll see really how the angle control is. It was pretty flat and had stability. All right. The Envy, I might even try to put on some anhyzer just a touch, just to see if it's gonna fight, especially in that tailwind, how fast it wants to get out. I don't know, it's tough to say. It's tough to say. I don't know if I threw that on anhyzer or not, but pretty straight. All right, I think a lot of these are landing short of the basket, so I'm gonna kind of rip over on this, not rip over, but rip on this P Model S. See if I can't go deep. Oh, have mercy. All right, that was a pretty poor decision. Maybe went about 100 feet, straight right. Yikes. Dang it, that was nose up. I still even think, had I got the nose down and threw it a little flatter, I still don't think it would have really turned at all. It was pretty like straight for the most part, so user error for sure. All right, I was not planning on doing this hole. It's 342 feet. Again, it's straight. I do not throw putters 342 feet, not even close. But I figured it kind of inspired me with the P Model S, just yanking it over. I think I am just gonna give these guys everything I've got and try to get what I think would be like, get full flights out of them. So like the Luna and the AVR, I'll probably throw on hyzer, let it flip up, hopefully turn and fight out. The P Model S, the Envy, like things like those, I'll probably try to get over on anhyzer a little bit, or at the very least flat, and see if I can get some turn and then some fight out. But I'm just gonna go max distance right here. Ripped over on it. So I think that's gonna be pushing the tee pad. I hope we could see that full flight, but it's gonna be pushing the tee pad of the last hole we just played, hole 5. So I don't think it quite had the distance, but if I'm like circle 2, I'll honestly probably take that as a win. All right, I wanna do that same thing with the P Model S, except I wanna throw it straight. I kinda yanked over on it. Certainly didn't help the distance. I just wanna go straighter at the basket. See what happens from there. A lot of drift. Similar spot. I didn't yank that one. That one, as soon as it just got over, it just kind of pushed. But probably gonna be touch shorter than the Envy, but didn't hate it. It is kind of a head left to right, which is like the worst wind ever, but we'll get it. Oh yeah. Oh, what? Wow. I don't know if that was just nose up or what. It's a little headwindy, but that didn't turn at all. It was a PT, that didn't turn at all. Where these, I feel the Luna and the AVR are just gonna go. Ah, shoot. That flight, but about 15 feet higher. That's it. Stay up now. So if that beats the tall grass, that's probably over 300 feet. Ah, shoot, I want to throw that so hard. Oh my gosh, go in. That's parked under number 5's basket. All right, I thought about saving this hole for last because it probably is my favorite hole in the course. It's 162 feet, straight tunnel gap. It is like the ace run of all ace runs out here. I don't believe I've ever hit it, but I've certainly hit everything around the basket. So we're gonna try to do it today. This hole is gonna be very similar to hole 4. It's just the opposite shot. So I guess it's not like super similar, but gonna be a standstill. And instead of on hole 4, I was trying to go hyzer. This one, I'm gonna try to go flat to like kind of turn over and let it play the left side of the gap and just kind of fade back to the right towards the basket. Early. I think I was really trying to lean into the anhyzer where it's like my body never changed the angle. I was just laying backwards. Yeah, there it is. All right, each shot, I'm just gonna get more and more committed, and eventually I'll get something like along like the flight that I want. Oh, and then you overcommit. Oh, wow. Good fairway kick there. Shoot, undercommit. All right, Luna should hopefully have no problem. I just gotta, maybe I'm just not aiming in the right spot, but. Oh, split the gap. All right, I wish you could see the gap I hit in those trees there. It is, I could not do that again if I tried. All right, the pure, my anhyzer angle is not hitting like I wanted to, so I think I'm just gonna try to go like pretty flat at the basket. One time. Oh, not enough fade. Dang it. Good shot though. All right, hopefully you can still hear me. I put you behind the basket because there's no room behind the tee pad to see like my throw and the shot and its completion. So got you behind, so we'll do like our little reverse zoom and should be good. This hole is 162 feet, very similar to the last hole, except you have a little bit more left to right movement here. So we're gonna go the same shot, kind of anhyzer, something that moves left to right and just gonna kind of turn slowly towards the basket. Or throw it pretty flat. NV is pretty stable though. Oh, that's the flight I wanted. I just missed the line. There we go. That's it. Oh my gosh. Oh, just short. Okay. Figured it out. My footing was bad there. Keep turning. Oh my gosh. I'm low-key feeling the throwing putters right now. What the heck? That one is okay. Okay. We'll make excuses for that one. That was a little more understandable. I threw it the same exact way as I did the other ones. Get off. Go in. Oh, short anyways. All right. Not a bad batch there. Not at all. All right, this is it. This is the final hole. Not sure how far it is. There's no T sign here. Oh, looks like 218. And it is kind of a tricky one. This is gonna be, I'm gonna kind of throw all the shots here. For kind of the more overstable ones, I'm gonna try to get over on anhyzer again and see if they fight out. And then the more understable ones, I'm gonna try to do like the hyzer flip. This is just gonna be like my best shot that I can throw with that specific disc, and then we'll end it. Oh yeah. Wow. I feel like I had that on a lot of anhyzer and that fought out really well. Oh boy. Yeah. Man, I am beating that disc up today. Keep turning. Ah, a little more turning. That was really good. I mean, I just realized I'm not getting out of the way of these, so I hope you can see them. It's not bad at all. Get around that tree. Ah, pin high. Pure is good. It's not gonna turn enough. Maybe? Ooh. Too much. I love the release and everything, but not enough hyzer on it. All right, good spread there. All right, that is it. I hope you guys learned a little something about those kinds of putters. If you're not familiar, I think they're probably the most popular, but in case you're not familiar, I certainly learned a lot in this video, not only about those discs, but about throwing putters. I feel like I got substantially better than, the very first hole. I know for a fact there's gonna be people recommending putters that I did not use in this video. I do not plan on stopping these. I'm trying a bunch of discs over this off season, so if you have putters, recommend them down below. These are obviously specific to throwing putters. The lengths I'm pretty set on for putting putters. So throwing putters, let me know if I missed anything, what I need to try next time. If you like this video, like, comment, subscribe. Ozark Mountain Disc to the moon.